Welcome to this edition of Transformation Thursday. I am excited. I'm excited about this word that will be shared with you. We are so appreciative for your time and so appreciative for this opportunity. Today, we would like to talk to you from a subject, pushing through the pain. Pushing through the pain. In high school, one of my favorite sports, and still is today, is football. What I liked most about the game was the togetherness, but I also love the physicality of the game because football is a contact sport. It's a contact sport, and because of that, sometimes you experience pain. There's the pain of loss, the pain of growth, but there's also the pain associated with various impacts the body has to go through. The twists, the turns, the sudden stops, the tears, the rips, and the hits all can bring you to a place of pain. And due to the very nature of the game, pain is inevitable. We try our best to avoid it because pain hurts, is unpleasant, is uncomfortable, but ultimately it's unavoidable. What I've realized is that no one really likes pain. We would use all types of remedies to alleviate our pain. We use cold wraps and warm wraps and ice bath, medication and shots and more medication. And the list could probably go on and on. The very nature of the game almost always bring you to a place of pain. And what I've discovered is such is the case with life. Pain is inevitable. We live in a fallen world with a sinful nature. And both of these bring you to a place of pain. And we're consistently faced with seasons of pain and heartache, pains that don't seem to ease up, let up, or let go, pains that make you give up on your dreams, pains that sink you into deep, dark places, pains that are indescribable and unbearable. And praying seems difficult in the midst of pain. You have no words to express what you're feeling. And praise often turns into tears in the midst of the pain. Pain sometimes make the day seem shorter and the night seem longer. There's no timeline to pain, and days have gone to weeks and weeks to months and months to years. And some of us are still struggling through the pains of yesterday. Pains of grief and heartache, pains of lost dreams and lost relationships, pains of not having enough, pains of betrayal. Pain often leaves scars that don't seem to heal. Millions of dollars are spent each year, legally and illegally, trying to alleviate both physical, mental, emotional pain. We do all we can to control the pain, often finding temporary relief through medication, alcohol, drugs, or even in self-destructive behavior. But numbing the pain only silences our screaming need for help. We think we are freeing ourselves from the pain when in reality, what numbs us imprisons us. But pain is an indicator that growth is taking place. Without pain and discomfort, there is no growth. It's an indicator that brokenness exists, an indicator that something is wrong, a reminder that the real enemy is trying to take us out, trying to keep us stuck in broken places. Pain is a gift that should motivate us to fight with tenacity and fierce determination, knowing that there's healing on the other side of pain. Pain is the sensation that indicates a transformation is needed. In 2 Corinthians chapter 11, Paul highlights his own personal pain. He said he's faced with death time and time again. He'd been whipped without number, and 5 times he was given 39 lashes, and 3 times he was beaten with rods, and 1 time he was stoned. He was lost at sea. He was in danger for his life. He was hated on. He spent many sleepless nights. He went without food and water. He shivered in cold, not having clothes to keep him warm. He would say that we are hard pressed and troubled by the events of the day. We're perplexed by the pain we have to endure. struck down by those who cared for and those that just hated on us. Always walking in the valley of the shadow of death, fearing for our lives, always bearing death in our bodies. I remember once I was watching this webinar, and it was centered on growth, around growth. It depicted a chick stealing its egg. It had gotten too big for the environment. The discomfort of the environment caused pain to set in because it was constrained in this small space that it had grown out of. And so with its small, tender beak, it began to peck at the shell. But there was no change. As the environment began to squeeze it in, this pain intensified. It pecked again and again, but the pain intensified. Exhausted, but it still kept pecking. Wanting to stop, wanting to give up. But to stop would mean to die in the pain. And far too many people are dying in the pain. Far too many have stopped pecking, and far too many have decided to give up and give into the pain. But God is calling us to push through the pain, to embrace it, to use it, to face it, and to push through it. We were taught when I was young to push through the pain, to be a man, to man up, put some dirt on it. But pushing through the pain is not easy. To push means to press against something with a steady force, to press forward, to press continuously, to not give up, to not quit, to not back down, to not turn around. Push through the pain. In Mark chapter 5, we see a woman in pain. A woman who had suffered for 12 long years. She had been taken advantage of. She had lost all she had. She had given all she could, but she was still in pain. She suffered the pain of being misused, the pain of being taken advantage of, the pain of having an issue that no one could solve, the pain of being ostracized and condemned, the pain of having no say so in where she was born or born into. She was born into a condition that was looked down on. The pain of not having enough, the pain of low self-esteem. But this woman begins to push. She begins to push through her own doubts. She pushed through her own thoughts. She pushed through the stares and the glares, the turn up noses. She pushed through her own fears. She pushed through. She pushed through. She pushed through the crowd. She pushed through her pain. Pain itself is not the enemy. It's simply an invitation from God to draw near to God. And the Bible says he'll draw near to you. It's an invitation to allow him in. An invitation to allow him to replace your weakness with his strength. An invitation to receive forgiveness. So push. Push because of his great love for you. Push because of the purpose that he has for you. Push because of the treasure that he has placed on the inside of you. Push because you deserve what's on the other side of pain. What's on the other side of pain? A fulfilled life. A life in purpose and on purpose. Push through the pain. Paul would say we're hurt sometimes, but we are not destroyed. We may get knocked down, but we are not out, because we push through the pain. And so on this Transformation Thursday, I want you to affirm that I will push through the pain. See you next week.